Well, many thanks for staying with us here on News. To some other stories now. And the Electoral Commission has dismissed suggestions that its sensitization ahead of tomorrow's limited registration exercise has been poor. The program is to afford first-time voters the opportunity to get their details captured in the electoral roll. But some political parties and civil society groups believe the EC is not doing enough to educate eligible voters on the processes. However, speaking to Joy News, Director of Administration at the election regulatory body, Christian Osupari, says his outfit has gone all out in their outreach.
The exercise cannot be postponed. As I indicated, we are working according to schedule, and so any further delay in the start of the registration exercise would actually have unintended consequences on the program that we are following. And so we will go ahead with the registration. People complain about late start of publicity. In a way, I would say, well, we should have started a bit earlier, but you know, when you are changing the law, you have to wait until the law is matured before you can embark on any education on the changes that have been brought into the law. And that is why we had to wait until the 18th of this month to start advertising on radio and on television. But that is not to say that that was the day that sensitization started on the limited registration exercise. Even before then, we have engaged the political parties at IPAC. We have engaged the media in some sensitization workshops and education workshops. We have also engaged with people with disability and some marginalized groups. So even before we started playing our adverts on radio and on television, we were doing a lot of education and sensitization in the background. Now, I cannot say the Commission is going to do that, but obviously the Commission has said whatever appeals they are making, the Commission would meet and discuss it and respond appropriately. I think that the matter has been sufficiently explained, and everybody should understand that STL was not contracted to transmit election results. Anybody who knows the processes through which our results go before they get to the operations room should not be in doubt that nobody outside the Commission is transmitting election results. From the polling station, the ballots are counted. The candidates' agents are present. They are issued with copies of the declaration of results forms before the results are taken by the presiding officer to the collation center, where once again the agents of the candidates will be present. They sit together with the collation officers, and the results are collated, and they are given copies of the results at the collation level. The results don't come from the district straight to the operations room. The results are taken to the regional office. And at the regional office, the parties are again represented. They see the results from the constituencies, and most of the time they want to talk to their representatives in the constituencies and the districts before the results are transmitted to the operations room. So every constituency result that came to the operations room came through a fax line from the Electoral Commission straight to the operations room of the Commission. And when the results come to the operations room, let me say that the operation room that has been described as a strong room is in fact not a strong room at all. All that we have in that room are 10 dedicated fax machines.